Welcome back to your local campus coverage. I'm your host, Rebecca Evans, and you're watching KGSM-TV. On campus this week, the annual Heart Your Union event took place in Blum. Students had the chance to receive free goodies and learn more about the various organizations around campus. Editor-in-Chief Gurtej Sohal has the full story. Let's take a look.
On February 24th, Missouri Western held its annual Heart Your Union event over at Blum Union. From 11 a.m. to 2 p.m., students got the chance to meet all the organizations and departments on campus as they offered food, games, and other such activities to keep the community involvement rolling. From shopping at the career closet to making cookies, there was plenty of fun to keep students engaged with the communities on campus. Mariana Casadiego, senior at Missouri Western, enjoyed being able to interact with all the organizations.
It's pretty nice. I like it. It's always good to see the different committees that you might not even know they exist on campus because you're just not used to seeing them around.
If you love the spotlight, the advising department set up a red carpet for students to walk across and get some much appreciated attention. Monica Phillips, advisor at Missouri Western, wanted to give students the chance to feel good about themselves and to give them a bit of a pick-me-up.
I think for us it's mostly, it's winter. It's the middle of winter. I think winter gets hard for some people. It's hard to kind of stay happy and motivated and positive through the spring. It's just a hard time of year. And especially with all the cold we've had and people being away from campus, we just felt like this would be a good pick-me-up. Just help people feel good about themselves.
Fun games are great, and who doesn't love food? But the Heart Your Union event was more than just a fun get-together. It was a chance to bridge the student and academic life on campus. There are plenty of resources available for students, and the Heart Your Union event was a great showcase.
We want students to have an experience where college isn't just about the classes you're taking, it's about the friends you make, and it's about the community that you have. And we want students to have a holistic positive experience, and not just a positive experience in one area. And so it's important to have student life, right?
The event was a fun display of the resources on campus. It was a reminder that at Missouri Western, the departments and organizations are always available for students.
The Black Excellence MLK Drum Major Gala was held in the Fulkerson Center this week, recognizing the achievements of distinguished members within the community. Many teachers, students, and student organizations received awards. Here's Gurtej again with the story.
On February 26th, Missouri Western held its annual Black Excellence MLK Drum Major Gala. Students, staffs, and members of the community were recognized and awarded for their efforts and achievements. The gala kicked off at 6:30 with its banquet, centering around a Mardi Gras theme. Food was served and plenty of laughs were exchanged. It gave attendants an opportunity to mingle and loosen up before the award ceremony. Vice President and Dean of Students Robert Goltra spoke of the necessity in hosting these events for recognition.
I shared on the podium this evening that there's a lot of things in education that are difficult right now. We all hear the negative press and the ideology out there that education's under fire. But I'll share this with you. It never gets old recognizing great students. It never gets old seeing students celebrate one another. And it never gets old laughing and enjoying the evening with quality students. So to be a part of that and be invited to be a part of that, those are memories I'll take with me forever.
Before the ceremony got underway, motivational speaker Jay Todd gave a speech about individual growth and how one can bear the fruits of their efforts. Former SGA President Israel Lovins spoke of the impact of Todd's speech.
I feel like the way he articulated himself and the message he brought to not only students but faculty, staff, and community members is something of a positive effect, really talking about how to love and share the love with other people.
The award ceremony began with Goltra handing out preliminary awards for campus recognition, but the bulk of the ceremony was dedicated to the Black Student Union as President Amaya Jackson and Vice President Maya Grover awarded the academic achievements and efforts of the Black and brown members in the community.
And I think more now than ever, it's so imperative and critically important that these students feel like they belong here on this campus and campus around the world, around the nation. And this is a great way to symbolize that.
These type of events allow for students to recognize other students. It shows that the efforts of hard-working Missouri Western students are not, and will not, be in vain.
In other news, Jay Todd, a renowned motivational speaker, recently spoke on campus about mental health, focusing on the often overlooked issue of imposter syndrome. He emphasized the importance of acknowledging and understanding this challenge to help individuals overcome it. Griffin Media's Demir Abdullah has the full report.
Because if you don't On February 26th, we sat in the Todd Talks workshop and heard nothing but encouraging words from him. Take a listen.
In closing, it's simple. Do. Don't try. Do. And everything that you're doing, everything that you want to do, just do it. Don't try. Do. That's my slogan. Situations already.
Todd is really engaged with his audience, which makes it easier to grasp what points he comes across.
It already was done.
Listen to what Lenora Bram has to say about her experience.
It was really positive, enthusiastic. It was really involved. Everyone was into it and fully committed.
He's been in our shoes before, so he knows what people in the college age group is going through, and he's giving great advice about it. Listen to what he has to say about it.
Accountability, honesty, transparency, and patience, especially with, growing in terms of mental health and getting healthier. When you go to the gym, you don't see instant progress.
While a group of young individuals gathered, they took nothing but amazing things from his speech. And we want to thank Todd for coming by Missouri Western and wish nothing but the best for him.
We'll be right back after the break.
Today, you can visit the Albrecht Kemper Museum of Art, located at 2818 Frederick Avenue. From Frederick Avenue, you will see the original residence of Mr. and Mrs. William Albrecht, and at the museum entrance, you will walk through the building's 1991 expansion. The museum houses one of the region's most comprehensive holdings of the 19th, 20th, and 21st century artworks on paper. Some highlights from the collection include Custer's Last Stand and various other pieces by regionalist Thomas Hart Benton, and the museum's first work in the collection, A Venetian Balcony. Museum hours are Tuesday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday and Sunday, 1 to 4.
Coming up next, Charlie Sample and Zach Blinky with your Griffin Sports Update.
Thank you, Rebecca, and thank you for tuning in yet again to another Spring Sports Recap. My name is Charlie Sample.
And I'm Zach Blanky.
And let's get right into it with women's lacrosse. Women's lacrosse is currently 2-1 on the season, and their goal leader is going to belong to junior Katrin Gilreath with 11 goals. Senior Sam Pruitt is right behind her, though, with 9. Pruitt, although not being goal leader, is point leader due to those 9 goals, but also with 6 assists, which puts her at a point total of 15. Assist leader on the year is junior Jessica Brook with 10. She's behind Pruitt in points with 13, and she has 3 goals of her own, along with those 10 assists. Missouri Western's next game will be played at home yet again on March 1st at 11 a.m. against Colorado Springs. Let's take a look at those goals from this week. On February 23rd, Missouri Western would win over Colorado State Pueblo 19-7. And then again on February 27th, Missouri Western would win 12-7 against Westminster. And Zach, let's look at, just give me your thoughts on the women's lacrosse team this season.
I think when you look at it, they're off to a 2-1 start, which is a very good start. They have one more home game, and hopefully they can come out with a win and start 3-1 on the season before hitting the road. The biggest thing I've noticed is you look at this program, they've gotten better every single year they've gotten here to Missouri Western, and I don't really see that stopping. I think they're going to keep continuing to get better, and I think they'll even have a better record than they did last year. I know it's the beginning of the season, but I think this is a team that is already looking good together. They have that chemistry, and you can just see it on the field.
Yeah, and I got the chance to talk to Coach Berg and senior Sam Pruitt myself, and one thing they talked about is how aggressive this team is this year, and we see that a lot with the physicality, popping the ball out of the offensive attacker's hands, and then also just scoring those goals that they did, 19 points against Colorado State Pueblo. I mean, this is an aggressive team, and I have good hopes for them.
Yeah, it'll be fun to watch them the rest of the season. We'll make sure to give you all the coverage that we can on them. And now let's turn to baseball. Baseball is now 1-10 on the season, 0-3 in MIAA play. They're currently on an 8-game losing streak. But despite that, Quinn Gundelfinger is having a great start with a .357 batting average and 2 home runs. Let's take a look at the 3-game series they had against number 3 UCM. As you can see, they lost all 3 games to the number 3 team in the country, but they were competitive in the final 2 games. The final 2 games were played on the last day, and after a very long game, 14-8 in that second game, they just kind of ran out of fuel in that third game, Charlie.
Yeah, I agree. It's a tough start to the season, and then you have to face the number 3 team at home. Even though it was the home advantage, again, it's the number 3 team, University of Central Missouri, in that MIAA play. It's a whole lot of pressure, and they just couldn't find the ways to get it done. They almost got there in that last game, but I think everyone was too gassed.
Yeah, and it's a young season. There's still plenty of games to be played, and they can still improve. But despite that, the MIAA is loaded this year. They have several teams that are ranked this year, and they're going to have to go through all of them again. They're going to have to play every single one of them. So it'll be interesting. Hopefully they can kind of hit their stride here soon and maybe start. They're competitive in this game in these series against UCM. So that's very promising going forward, and hopefully that kind of maybe builds some momentum going forward and can help snowball effect and possibly beating some of these really good teams.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Well, let's now move on to basketball. The two teams played February 25th against Emporia State. Let's take a look at those scores. As you can see, the Lady Griffins won 69-67 in a nail-biter. They won their final road game of the season before playing senior night. The girls are now 18-8 on the year, 13-5 in MIAA play.
And looking at the men's there, despite scoring 85 points, they're going to fall to Emporia State Hornets 95-85. The last home game of the season is coming up, senior night, on March 1st on that Saturday. And the MIAA will come right after that, March 5th through March 9th.
Yeah, so Charlie, I think we just kind of got to look at it like, they both have pretty good records, but it's different with how they are because you look at the MIAA for the men's, it is loaded at the top. You have Washburn, who could possibly be the best team in the country. Hopefully Missouri Western can end up on the opposite side of that bracket.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And both teams have weapons. We've seen that all season. Zane Nelson, first year here, and he's already the point leader. But then you have weapons, Zion Swader, Keani Saxon, Julius Dixon from the three. List goes on. You look at women's, they have the same exact thing. Alyssa Bonilla, she's definitely one of the big leaders on the team. But she also has weapons to utilize. Cassandra Karen from the three, Marie Sepp in the paint, Lauren Tafali with the steals and in the paint. You have weapons on both sides, but now you have to utilize them in that MIAA conference play.
Yeah, and you look at both coaches, they're kind of in different spots. Coach Feldhaus, this is her first season here, so it'll be her first time in this MIAA tournament. But Will Martin, he's got experience in these type of tournaments, so he's going to know how to get his team ready for these games. And I think both teams are being doubted, especially here on campus. And I'm hoping they use that as motivation going into this tournament.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Use that motivation to get you to where you want to be at that MIAA and raise that banner.
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you, folks, again for tuning in to another episode of the Spring Sports Recap. And if you want to listen to more, check out the GriffinNews.com podcast with me and Zach Blanky here. My name's Charlie Sample.
And I'm Zach Blanky.
And thank you for tuning in. Back to you, Rebecca.
Here are a few more highlights in sports. Griffin media reporter Charlie Sample has the women's lacrosse game recap against Colorado State Pueblo.
Missouri Western State women's lacrosse played against Colorado State Pueblo at Spratt Stadium February 23rd at 12 p.m. The Griffins will come out on top after a dominant game offensively 19-7. Missouri Western came into this game 0-1 after a loss to Colorado Mesa 12-15. The game was played in the Griffin Indoor Sports Complex due to the weather conditions. Coach Berg stated that the game day aspect is way better outdoors than indoors. Colorado State Pueblo has yet to play their first game of the season due to cancellation of their first game, so this will be their season opener. The Thunderwolves are coming off of a 2-12 season. Coach Berg shared her thoughts on the team before their matchup.
We really don't know what they're going to throw at us, which is kind of fun. I think getting ready for it, we're just trying to stay true to us and stay true to what we know, what our game is. We're a very aggressive team, so I think that's going to come in our favor because of how young they are.
Senior attacker Katrin Gilreath was the goal leader of the first game of 4. Coach Berg mentioned how Gilreath is ready to make her mark yet again in their next matchup with the Thunderwolves.
Yes, she's going to get a bunch of balls in the back of the net for sure. She's a killer on the offensive side and great with offensive movement, and a lot of her goals come from assists, so that's really awesome that our whole offense is getting involved.
Other than Gilreath, the team has many standout players that are ready to strike hard. Senior Sam Pruitt, for example, was a stat leader in a ton of categories in her junior season in 2024. She would wound up as goal leader in the victory over Colorado State Pueblo with 5 goals and showed no sign of selfishness after her performance.
I feel great. I think our team really put all 4 quarters together today. We came out fast and we ended good, so I'm really proud of everybody.
One of Coach Berg's biggest philosophies is getting this team aggressive, and that is something they have strived in. Pruitt talked about how the aggressiveness of the team ultimately helped them in their victory.
I think our defense played a lot more aggressive this game than we did last game. I think we put all 4 quarters together and everyone was intentional about going to the ground balls, getting out on the 12 to attack those girls, and I think they did a great job.
The team was very strong offensively in this matchup, and another big reason for that was the player of the game given by Coach Berg herself, junior Jessica Brooke. Brooke was the facilitator of this matchup, giving her teammates 7 of their goals. With those 7 assists, she would also score a goal of her own, making her the overall point leader of the match and the ringer of the bell.
I love that we get to lift those people in the air too when they can't reach. I think lifting Jessup in the air was so fun, and I love seeing people ring the bell. It's awesome.
This has been Charlie Sample, Griffin Media.
Curious about what's new with the women's softball team? Griffin Media reporter Marie Sepp found out how they're training for the MIAA. Here's the recap.
The Missouri Western softball team, who started the season on January 31st, is off to a good start with a 5-5 record in the non-conference play. Having to play every game on the road so far, the Griffins have scheduled a tough non-conference schedule to prepare them for the MIAA play.
I think this season's gone really well. Really proud of this group. We came out, we've faced some really tough teams here so far, and so I think that's been a great adversity for this group to get us ready for the MIAA.
Griffins are set to start their conference play on March 8th against Fort Hays State. Before the MIAA games start, there are 2 more weekend tournaments, both held in Kansas State. In addition to winning games, Griffins have received an individual award as well. Pitcher Sydney Rader received the MIAA Pitcher of the Week award after her amazing performance at the George and Ola McCorkle Classic.
Yes, Sid Rader, she's our senior pitcher on the mound. She's our 5th year, and she's done a tremendous job so far for us. She's kind of been a workhorse for us on the mound. Her co-person on the mound, Harley Prudy, I can't say enough things for what she's done here as her junior campaign on the mound. It's been really nice to see her confidence get back in there.
While the team has had an encouraging start to the season, there are still areas of improvement until conference play. With a 5-5 record, it is a great place to be at, with the hopes of finishing the non-conference up with a winning record. Head coach Thompson is focused on keeping the team consistent and confident to excel in the conference.
In community news, the St. Joseph Museums have opened up a new Black Archives exhibit. This display highlights the rich history and contributions of the Black community in our region. Karen Morehouse, Griffin Media reporter, got an inside look at the new exhibit.
The Black Archives Museum offers a glimpse into the daily lives and challenges of African Americans from the past to the present. The museum is a vital institution that is dedicated to preserving and showcasing the history and cultural heritage of local African Americans. The Black Archives Museum was founded in 1991. It was founded by Joel Robinson, a former teacher at Bartlett High School, which was located right here in St. Joseph, Missouri. The Black Archives Museum was originally known as Nia Von Black Archives. The Black Archives Museum was founded with a mission to preserve and spread the knowledge of the African American experience in Missouri.
We have online oral history videos that we've done. We have online exhibits. So we have people accessing our resources online across the world daily. So it's not just our physical sites here in St. Joseph, but we're really serving our entire country as well as the world. People can do research from our collection from anywhere.
And that's the way it is. My name's Rebecca Evans, and you're watching KGSM-TV.